The interim chairman of VoteVets.org, Ashwin Madia, and NBC terrorism analyst Michael Sheehan. Gentlemen, thanks for your time tonight. Ashwin, you first. Quite simply, did the president make the case that we still need to be in Afghanistan for the sake of our national security? What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure in that I think that what the president needs to decide is whether we're going to adopt a full-on counterinsurgency strategy or full-on counterterrorism strategy, and that's going to drive the question of whether we ought to be in Afghanistan or not. If we want to do counterinsurgency, then he needs to prepare the nation for a long-term commitment of 10, maybe 20 years, and the financial resources and the troops that accompany that. On the other hand, if he wants to do counterterrorism, that's going to be based around intelligence and counterterrorism operations, such as what killed bin Laden, then I think we'll need far fewer troops and far fewer resources. And
Michael Sheehan, I think that there are a lot of Americans out there, I'm guessing, a hunch, that they're out there tonight saying, is this the only way we can do this? Is there any other way we can do it? What do you think?
Well, I think the president is quite aware that the country as a whole is becoming very wary of the effort in Afghanistan. And I think what the president did today was, as your guest alluded to just recently, is he clearly narrowed the mission for the U.S. In his remarks, he talked about now we're talking about denying sanctuary to al-Qaeda, and he left out all the rhetoric about nation building, about reinventing Afghanistan. I think what's happening here, Ed, is the president is beginning a process of shifting, of narrowing our mission there, which will in turn then narrow the commitment of our troops to Afghanistan. You're going to see that evolve over the months ahead.
Gentlemen, I want to pose this question to you, both of you. The president mentioned Libya tonight, and I thought for a moment watching him I was getting some Bush administration talk about freedom on the march and that the Libyan people deserve an opportunity to have a democracy, and I'm paraphrasing here, but I just felt that was really open-ended. Ashwin, your thoughts on that?
Well, I agree with you, Ed, and I think that anything that happens in Libya ought to be organic from the Libyan people, and I think that the American people are quite wary of these adventures in Middle Eastern countries to build democracies or to build nations, and I don't think that they'd support an extended adventure in Libya.
And you, Michael, your thoughts on that, Libya, his comments on that tonight?
Oh, I agree, Ed, that the president is talking about aspirations. Of course we support that the Libyan people have aspirations for democracy, aspirations to get rid of a madman like Gaddafi as the head of the state. But that doesn't mean that we're going to make an unlimited or open-ended military commitment to help them do that. And I think that's what we're going to have to think about in the Middle East, is how can we support these movements without getting ourselves into entanglements that a lot of the American people are growing very wary of.
Michael, you've been around this a long time. Do we have to have 68,000 troops in Afghanistan to be protected on our shores and on our soil?
I think the issue, Ed, is as we've already discussed, is defining what the issue is. I think a lot of the military leadership over there rightfully believes, or they believe in their own mind, that in order to really secure the United States homeland from attacks from al-Qaeda, that they have to completely stabilize Afghanistan and create a really stable state. I think the president moved away from that formulation tonight, and we're going to see later if the military strategy adopts that, where he narrows the mission to a counterterrorism strategy, deny sanctuary there. And by the way, our mission in western Pakistan is also to deny sanctuary to al-Qaeda in western Pakistan, and we do not have U.S. forces permanently there. So the question will become is how do we deny sanctuary to al-Qaeda in places, not just in Afghanistan, around the world, but without having to occupy a country with massive troop numbers.
Ashwin Madia, Michael Sheehan, great to have you with us tonight. I appreciate your time.